Joe Campbell was the perfect example of following your bliss. And you knew it when you met him. He was on his path, and the path of his particular path, the path with heart. And so when he says, follow your bliss and doors will open where there were no doors, and they will open for you. And this was his life. I mean, he discovered he was going to go and get a doctorate, and he went to Paris, and he was going to study medieval philosophy and specialize in that. And then the world opened for him in terms of comparative mythology, and he couldn't be that narrow. He saw the wideness of the world. It let it speak to him. And so he cast off in the typical hero's journey. There was the call to adventure, the adventure of your own soul. And he did it. His life was that. And he went there, and he found, against all kinds of academic barriers. No, if you're an Indologist, you study Indian myth. You're a Sinologist, you study the myth from China. And they're not related. Well, Joe said they're all related. And they all come from the stages of our being, and they're available. So he got the wisdom. He went off to Woodstock and read for about 6 years, and he said that his meditation was underlining sentences. That was his pursuit. And then he wrote The Hero with 1,000 Faces. He wrote the faces of God, and then he brought the boon. This is what the hero does. He goes off, he finds his own truth, he slaughters the dragon, and then he brings the boon back to the community, to society, that there is a deeper meaning in our lives, that there are eternal truths, that we live, we live in richness. He talks about the adventure of living, that we're not looking for the meaning, the abstract, the ideas, but to feel your life. And that's what ritual and that's what mythology does. It ties you into deeper meaning. And he came in that. He shone. This stuff shone through him. And that's the legacy. It was the art form of transforming this wisdom and being a vessel for it, shaping it, just the way Thomas Mann does, and James Joyce, whom he adores. These are his heroes. Well, he's mine, because through that wisdom and his lived life and his art form, he gave us a form for it, connected to the heart.